Guys, welcome to my channel. It's Hazel from the Israelite Woman's Homestead. How is everybody doing? Thanks for subscribing to my channel. I want to shout out all my subscribers. Today's video is about, well, actually I should say, I am shifting my channel in another direction, as I said in my previous couple of videos. Yes, and the reason for that is I really want to talk about things that are important to you guys, and things that, well, things that are really important, things that you actually want to do. And if you just want some advice about certain things, or something is happening to you per se, and you really want some help with that. So today I'm going to be talking about gut health. So let's get into the video. So people's gut, yeah, your gut is in your stomach there, right? Not in your stomach, in your belly down there. Yeah. All right. So many people have issues with the gut. All right. And they have many problems. And they don't realize that it's their gut that's causing them to have problems. And so they continue to try all kind of medications. They continue to take all kind of whatever. They go to the doctor, they do all these things, but they don't figure out that they have issues with their gut. And I was one of those persons years ago. I was just having so much issues with my health for about a year. I was feeling dizzy. Whatever I eat, my stomach would hurt me like crazy. Certain things, like if I eat them, it just made me sick. And my stomach was always hurting me. And I couldn't figure out what was happening to me. I went to the doctor. He said I had he said I had like an imbalance, like imbalance in my like nerves or something like that, so that I feel like dizzy all the time, something like that. And they just couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me because I looked healthy. I was exercising every day. I was doing all the things that I should be doing, right? But my problem was I had a problem with my gut. So my gut was in balance. So the balance and the pH in my gut was not good. So, but I wasn't aware of that. So that's why I was suffering from all those stuff. But I continued to search and dig and find out information on certain stuff. Now, back home in my country, when you have a problem with your stomach, your stomach is always hurting you, or you have issues or something like that, you always have bellyache, something like that, there's a medicine called anti-pa. It's like a warm medication that it's a really old folk thing that you give children when they're little to get rid of worms, like tapeworms and all that kind of stuff. So I took some of that because I said maybe I have worms. I came to Canada and I eat some bad fruit or whatever, and I had worms or something like that. So I took that thing, and I didn't see any worms, or I didn't see anything like that. But it did help for a little bit. But then it went back to the same old story where I'm having stomach problems. When I wake up in the morning, I had to drink like water, like warm water first before I ate anything, and I had to be careful what I eat and stuff like that. So after doing much research, I realized that my gut was not healthy, and the flora and the fauna in my gut was not as healthy as I think. So even if I think I was eating healthy, I really was not eating as healthy enough. So I really needed to incorporate more green stuff into my diet, more fruits and veggies, and I need to eat a lot of it. So I was eating a small amount. It was not enough. You understand? You know, like you have a plate and you have like a handful of rice, 2 handfuls of rice. Then you have like 2 little lettuce and 2 little tomatoes there. That's what I was doing. I was having like, you know, 2 little small tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, some lettuce, a whole bunch of meat on one side, a whole lot of rice on this side. So what I needed to do was I need to have a tiny bit of rice, a whole half of my plate should be salad, and a small amount of meat. So this was my problem. And then I had to be drinking green drinks and having my green shakes, and all that kind of good stuff. So I was neglecting those parts of my diet. Listen, I was doing it, but I wasn't doing it enough. All right. You know, when you're losing weight, they said do things in moderation. Well, I need to up my game. You understand? It was too little. It wasn't too much. It was too little. So that was my problem. So once I realized my gut was the problem, what I did was I decided to fix my gut. So this is how I fix my gut. And this is how I have no more gut problem, no more issues. And when I went to get my checkup from my doctor, I didn't need to have any well, I never take medication because I'm anti-medication unless I'm dying or something in the hospital. So I didn't take medications, but you know, you always have to go check up. They're going to press your stomach. They say, oh, you have plenty of gas. You need to eat more food, you know, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, when I went to get my checkup, I was fine. I didn't need to come back again and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, this is what I did. Let's get to exactly what I did. So the first thing I did was I upped my intake of greens and, oh my God, guys, my nose is just itching me. I don't know, because I'm outside maybe. But anyways, I upped my greens intake. So remember I said previously, I said my plate was like filled with rice, 2 cherry tomatoes, a little bit of lettuce, and a whole bunch of meat on the side. So I changed that totally. So I had a very small amount of meat. So if I was eating this amount of meat, I cut it down to this. And if I had like 2 big things of rice, I cut it down to like a small amount of rice. And I piled my plate with salad, greens, and tomatoes and all that kind of stuff. So this is what I ate. And when I was making my meat, I made sure like I baked my meat or I stewed my meat. And then I stayed away from like hot sauces, a lot of gravies and oils and stuff like that. Because remember, when you have a problem with your gut and you're starting to heal your gut, you have to kind of go gentle on your system, because your gut on the inside, whether your lining is not strong enough or your lining is a little bit weak, or maybe you lost some of your lining, it's very, very in a state of, as you say, decay. So you need to get it back up out of that state of decay. You need to make it healthy again. So you can't just shock your system with things. You have to go gradually. So gradually, I start incorporating things. But the first thing that I, before I did change the way that I eat, I start introducing a lot of more green drinks. So that was my number one thing. So what I did was I would make 1 green shake in the morning with my juicer. No, not a shake. I would juice apples, lettuce, any greens that I can get my hands on. I would green, and I stayed out as organic as possible, right? And I juiced that in the morning, and I did like 6. In the beginning, I started like 4 ounces, and I moved to 8 ounces, and I moved to 16 ounces. That was what I did. So every morning I would drink this, and I would continue my exercise and stuff like that. I still continue my exercise. So I would have this green juice, and then I would have for my snack, I would have yogurt. So I'll have things that is soothing for my stomach and stuff like that. I wouldn't eat any junk food and stuff like that. Well, I wasn't really eating all the junk food, but I guess I was eating enough to cause some damage to my stomach. Anyways. But so I just completely cut out all kind of anything that I was eating. The small amount of junk food that I was consuming, I just can get out of my diet completely and totally. And after that, I had my normal lunch or my normal dinner. And then at night, before I go into sleep, I had some fruit. So I'll make myself a smoothie at night with berries, mangoes, any fruit. So I kept it like a fruit base, and then I'll add a couple greens in it. Not a lot of greens, just a small amount of greens. I would add that. So that's what I did every night. So I did that for a period of time, and then gradually my stomach start getting better. And so as my stomach start getting better, I just increased my green drinks to 16 ounces. Sometimes I increased it to having 2 green drinks a day and 1 smoothie at night. So I did all that kind of stuff to help my gut get better. Something else that I did was I drink a lot of broth. Like just plain, I would just cook vegetables in a pot for maybe half an hour or an hour, just let it cook all by itself, and then I will just drink that water with a tiny bit of butter. Or sometimes I don't put any butter, but I put a tiny bit of salt, and I'll drink that. Or sometimes I'll just cook bones down, and I'll just drink that. So these are things that I did to help my gut get better and heal my gut. And today, I don't have any gut problems. Now, today, years later, I still continue that same diet, but what I've now incorporating more into my diet is fermented foods. So I drink a lot of kombucha. I think I drink like 3 glasses of kombucha every day. And I ferment and I pickle like sauerkraut. I do a lot of pickled vegetables and fermented vegetables. Now, I love pickled vegetables from before, but I didn't eat as much. I always had pickled dill pickles, but that was it, and it was store-bought. But now everything that I eat has some greens in it, has some pickle, have some fermented stuff in it. So that has really, really helped my gut. And so now I have a very healthy gut flora, and I keep that up. So if you're having problems with your gut, these are some things that you can do to make your gut better. I know there's a lot of things on YouTube talking about gut health and things like that, but this is my story, and this is what happened to me, and this is how I heal my gut. Now, when you have gut issues, you have to make sure that you heal your gut properly before you go back doing certain things, right? So if you're going to take a process of a year to heal your gut, in that whole year time, you're going to be building up your lining of your stomach again and building up that flora and that fauna and that good bacteria that is in your stomach. You just cannot incorporate other bad food or bad nutritional things into your diet, because it's going to set you back. And trust me, guys, if you had stomach problems like I do, you would not imagine. I would get up and I would eat something and I'll be in terrible, terrible, terrible pain. And my stomach would be cramping. I'll feel sick. You know what I mean? So I suffered with that for a well, I think about almost a year and a half. I had this problem, and it was not a nice thing. And I know many of you may be having these problems, and I just wanted to let you know that these are things that you have to do. And today, I still have to do those things. Now, I have not suffered with any stomach problems at all, because from all those years ago, I have just continued doing the same thing that I do. No junk stuff. If I want to eat some ice cream, I have a little bit of ice cream, and that's it. I have some nuts. I make healthy choices. That's not going to make my stomach sick. I drink bone broth mostly every week, or once every 2 weeks if I don't drink every week. But I just keep a healthy diet. I exercise, I walk, I run, I jog. You know, I do aerobics, I do yoga. So I keep myself very, very healthy. I don't drink pop at all. I cut out pop out of my diet. I drink lots of water. And these are things that I do. So if you have gut issues, please follow some of these things, and they will definitely help. Now, I didn't do any special diet, like cut certain stuff out of my diet, because the reason why I didn't cut certain stuff, I know people say don't eat bread, don't eat this, don't eat that, whatever. All those things I was making them handmade. So I wasn't really buying bread or all those kind of things. So I wasn't really eating such an unhealthy diet that I need to get rid of so many stuff out of my diet. I was just eating like a small amount of unhealthy stuff. So it was just very easy for me to get rid of those small things. But basically everything that I made was homemade. And I tried to buy whatever I bought was in its as raw as I can get it, and as organic as I can get it, or I grew it or something like that. So so it wasn't very hard for me to get rid of certain things that was packaged, or certain things that was not organic, or certain things that was not nutritious and stuff like that. It wasn't hard for me to do that. So, but if you have like a diet that is really high in packaged food, processed food and stuff like that, you really need to get rid of that, because if you don't, you're not going to heal your gut problems, and you're not going to heal the fauna in your gut. So guys, so this is my video. I hope you learned something from it, and if you like more videos like this, let me know and I'll surely do videos for you, because I am doing videos about things in life that people really do relate to. And that's it guys, so thanks for watching, and like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.